Welcome along to this demonstration of Parents Booking's events, clubs and wraparound features. This is me logged in as a parent called Mr. James Smith, as you can see, and as well as having a parents evening that I can book, there are some events, wraparounds and clubs that are available to book too. So I'm going to show you how each of these works. They differ slightly, but the main point is that parents can book these. Schools can also have parents pay for them online if they want to, and when it comes to all three events, well, events and clubs anyway, parents can be asked to request a place, and that way the school would authorise who gets them, or there is a first come, first serve flow as well. So I'll show you all of that in this demonstration, and then we'll flip to the admin area at the end, and we'll look at how this looks to the school. Okay, so let's begin here. A very simple thing is an event. Now, an event is where we want parents to be booking the thing. So in this case, the students have set up an Aladdin club. We're going to say that it's free. When I go into it, as you can see, it's very simple. This one, it's on one date. If there were multiple options, I would choose which of the dates I wanted, but there's just one option, and I'm being limited. There's a maximum 8 tickets, it would seem. So I'm going to book 3 tickets just now. There's no cost, nothing at all. It's simply just going to book these tickets. That's them there, and then the parent would be able to come along. The school knows who's coming because they have identified who's coming from the booking system. Places are limited. So a really, really simple way to get started in this demonstration. Let's go back and we'll look at wraparounds last. I think they're quite complicated. It's a complicated club. So let's talk about some clubs. So I have a chess, football and fitness club set up here. These are all weekly. One of the things that happens with clubs is that schools will often have a diet of them maybe running term to term. So you could set up, 5, 10, 15 clubs here. You can limit how many clubs children can be signed up to so that the first parents in don't get all the places, for example. But you can also, as I said, you can have parents either be allowed to book first come, first serve or request places. So I'll show you both examples. Let's start with the football club. Okay, so nice and simple example. This is a club that runs for a couple of months. Here, as you can see, September till December. There's a £15 price for it, and I can sign up one or both of my children because when this club was set up, year groups or reg groups or class codes, things like that, were chosen as the determining factor for which students could be booked. So I'm going to sign up Tara first of all, and then Tom. Nice and easy. Okay, so both my children are signed up for this club. There's no cost up front anyway. There is a cost. It's just I'm not being charged for it. So let's look what happens when there is a cost. Okay, so if we go to the chess club, as you can see here, this club requires a payment. It says subscribe and pay this time. So if I was to just sign up Tara, for example, the system will take me to the school's preferred payment checkout. This one is something called Stripe, and I'm going to pop in my email address. So we'll pop in the work one. And then I have to pop in some card details. So these are fake card details, okay? This is not real, because as you can see, this is a test mode that I'm in right now. So we'll pop these in like this. And then that's the company's postcodes. And when I press pay, it's going to take £15 off this fake card and confirm the booking. So as you can see, quite straightforward. That money would be forwarded onto the school then. So it's very nicely joined up, all of this, okay? And if we go back and show you one more example, there's a fitness club here. Now this is different. It isn't one where you sign up automatically. It isn't one where you pay. This is where parents have to request places. So if I go to the fitness club and request a place for Tara, as you can see, it's pending approval, so it's not green automatically. And what will happen is the parent will be sent an email later either approving or rejecting their request, and that's managed by the school. So the school will wait until enough parents have requested. There's probably a deadline for that, and then let parents know who does and doesn't get the place. Okay, so I request both of my children for this club. Okay. Now, before we go and look at how that works in the admin area, let's look at a wraparound lastly. Now, unlike an event, which is where parents are probably booking tickets or places or seats for themselves, and clubs where you're signing your children up specifically, so specific children to specific clubs, the wraparound is used for breakfast and after school type clubs. Okay, so as you can see here, there's a calendar interface. There is actually also a way to book using a pattern booking tool. So the pattern booker would let you choose which days you want to book over multiple months, and it books a pattern. But this calendar booking interface I'm showing you here, this would allow you to cherry pick dates that you want. So I'm going to book a couple of days here just to get started. So 26th, 27th. You can see the options here. So from 7 until 9 on the 26th and the same on the 27th, I could book my children up to this breakfast club. And the beauty of this is that I suppose a breakfast club would have a different attendance every single day, possibly. So it's letting parents book just the dates they want, okay, instead of being signed up to every week, for example, the football or fitness club. So I'm going to sign up Tara and Tom one day, and then just Tara the next, okay, or maybe just Tom the next. And something that I'll just flag quickly, there's a difference in pricing here because this particular breakfast club has a rule where if you sign up both children, you actually get a discount. So that's why that is a slightly different price there. Okay, so the same way I do this here, you'll see. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is rather than pay for this up front, which you just saw with the fitness club, or I think it was the chess club actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say book now and pay later. This is something the school is allowing me to do for this particular club. And what this means is that I can pay later. I don't have to pay for it right now, but it will take my booking and I'm committing to paying this off at some point. Now, this is really great when parents are either going to be paying by voucher, maybe that's a childcare voucher, tax-free childcare from the HMRC as well. Or if, for example, a parent books weeks and weeks, maybe months in advance, it might make no sense to pay for that all up front. They might say, well, I'm going to pay a third off for the first month now, I'll pay the second month off in a month, and then the third month off in 2 months' time, something like that. So I'm going to press book and pay later. So you can see it's all been nicely booked. And up here in the top right corner, there's a page called My Payments. If I click on that, this lets me see what I've booked in the past. So it's like a sort of ledger almost. It's showing me my debt, and at any point I can press make a payment, and I would be able to pay some or all of that off. You can choose how much. Also, every single booking comes with an invoice, so I can click on this to see an invoice, and they also come with credit notes when you cancel things. Okay, now that we've looked at this, we're going to jump into the admin area and look how it looks from there. Welcome along to the admin area now, where we can look at the school's perspective of these events, clubs, and wraparounds. So on your dashboard, you would be able to see how the progress is of each of these at any time when you log in. Okay, I think where I'll start with is the fitness club. So you remember that we applied for some places for one of the students, or two of the students actually, one of the parent students. If I go to options and go to this booking requests, this is where the school is able to see all the applications they've had, and very easily they can select which they're going to approve. So you can approve them in bulk or singularly or reject. So if I was to approve one of these, the parent would immediately get a confirmation email which would advise them that the child has been accepted. Okay, so that just adds that extra flow to things, nice and easy. So if we look now at the list of bookings for this football club, as you can see, these are the people that have been signed up so far. Okay. Now with all of these events and clubs, it's really easy to print, email, and download the data. Okay. But more than that, we can also take an attendance. So if I go to the manage attendance page, all of the students are signed up on given dates are shown. So if I go to the next week's one, there you go. These are all the students that we can expect. So someone can be given responsibility for taking on the attendance responsibilities, and I can just mark them all as attended if I was that person, and if someone doesn't attend, I can mark them as not attended. So really easy to keep on top of that, okay? If we now go to the reports page, as mentioned earlier on, there is a way to download all of the different event and club bookings you've got. When you click download all club bookings, as you can see, it creates this spreadsheet, which is really helpful because not only does it list all of the different bookings across all your clubs, but you can see when students were booked, for example. Looking back in Parents Booking now, one other thing that I should just point out is all of the finance tools you require for the events, clubs, and wraparounds are listed here in this finance section. So you can track which parents have paid which invoices and when, okay? But more than that, if you go into the debtor section, you can see which parents owe money. So in this case, there's only one parent who does. It's totaled all my debt across all my parents, though. You can sort it by the amount the parents owe and how old the debt is. But this allows the school to go in and do things. So although I won't do it, if you clicked on James Smith there, you'll be able to create credit notes and refunds and see transactions, and yeah, you can completely manage this because there is different tools that you might need, for example, credit limits or overdue limits, and also parents are emailed monthly to remind them of their debt, but you can force more emails out to do that too. With all these finance tools, you can export everything to Excel, and of course you can also consolidate your finance with the payment system that you're using at the school too. Okay, I hope that's helpful. If you'd like to have a little demonstration or a trial of any of this, please just reach out.